Hey people, it is Friday, April the 2nd, and it is 5:52 in the afternoon. And I'm right here at the corner of Queen Street East and Leslie Street. It's looking south down Leslie. And this is the Leslieville neighborhood. And I'll be walking west along Queen Street East through Leslieville. It's around 4 degrees Celsius with a bit of a slightly chilly wind. And you can see some people enjoying the outdoor patios while they can, because as of 12:01 this morning, Saturday morning, the outdoor dining will be restricted again in the city of Toronto. It was permitted for all of 2 weeks or so. But a new 4-week lockdown is coming into effect at 12:01 Saturday morning for the whole province of Ontario. Although in Toronto, the only thing that will change will be that outdoor dining will no longer be permitted again. So it's same as always for people in Toronto, at least for the last several months. But now the rest of the province will basically be in the same boat as the city of Toronto. So all these people are kind of out enjoying what's left of the outdoor dining. So this is a very popular East End neighborhood. It's really gentrified over the last 20 years or so. It used to be kind of a down at the heels industrial residential area, or bordering on industrial areas. But it's not like that anymore. It's a very, upper middle class, family friendly area now, with lots of interesting shops and restaurants along the main strip here. Its old industrial past is well behind it. The neighborhood is named after a fellow named George Leslie. It's dating from the mid-19th century. And unfortunately, I'm sort of walking into the sun as it kind of starts to go lower in the sky, so I'm going to stay on the shady side of the street here to try to keep out of it as much as possible. See off in the distance the old smokestacks or cooling towers of the Toronto Portlands. And Eastern Avenue is just to the south of here, and it still retains sort of a gritty industrial look with lots of its old buildings still standing, although they're not really used for industrial purposes anymore. And Carla Avenue up ahead also is similar in that vein. Most of the old industrial buildings there have been converted to residential uses.
How far are you now?
So this is sort of like the East End counterpart to Queen Street West. Although, as I said, this is more of a family-friendly neighborhood, whereas Queen Street West is more of a sort of young, single, urbanite neighborhood, I guess you could say. Maybe a bit younger. Maybe the 30s and 40-somethings like Leslieville, whereas the 20s and 30-somethings like Queen Street West. Here we have Brooklyn Avenue. And the buildings, the commercial buildings on this part of Queen Street are a little less grand, I guess you could say, than the ones on Queen Street West. They tend to be no more than 2 or 3 floors, whereas on Queen Street West you do have the occasional groupings of buildings more on the 4-story range or even a little more. It's a bit lower scaled. Is that the word I'm looking for? I just finished a live stream before starting this video, so I'm a little bit talked out, I think. We have Pape Avenue.
Yes. How did you know?
Yes, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, today is Good Friday. It's a statutory holiday, so things are definitely a bit on the quiet side right now, even quieter than it would be with normal pandemic restrictions and all that. And there's a cool mural. It's not the famous Leslieville mural, but it's another one that's definitely interesting. Here's Carla Avenue. The street I mentioned, it has lots of old industrial buildings. You can see them all lining the street up there. Lots of neat old factories. Now turned into residential units. Well, there's a fair number of people out and about. I think they're making the most of what remains of outdoor seating, although I don't think this place actually has any outdoor seating. I guess they're just waiting in line because it's a good place. Reliable fish and chips. They could probably use some outdoor seating with all these people waiting here. And here's Value Village. This is the location I usually go to if I need to come to Value Village. It's the closest one to where I live anyway. Queen Books. It's crossing Logan Avenue. You can see the Portlands down there. Now there's a nice old school convenience store sign and an old mural too. Gotta love it. Eddie's Convenience, and it's open for business. I guess the sidewalks here are just a bit too narrow for them to put outdoor seating for most of these restaurants. Queen Street West actually has the same sort of problem. Most of the patios kind of a wrap around the side onto the side streets, or in empty spots like this. There we go, it's a nice big patio. Plenty of people there. There's a GO train going over the overpass there. This is Jimmy Simpson Park. fit. And here is the famous Degrassi Street. And this is also where Leslieville ends and the Riverside neighborhood begins. Once you pass under that rail bridge. Just looking north along Degrassi Street. So we'll just keep walking through Riverside, which is a continuation of much of the same that we were just seeing in Leslieville. It's a little getting closer to downtown now, so it takes on a bit of a slightly more built-up look than the low-slung kind of nature of the buildings in Leslieville. That's the word I was looking for back then, low-slung. There's an awesome public library building. Former bank building.
From what I understand,
There's the Opera House, popular live music venue. And there we have a local interesting character. 501 Queen. And here we are at Broadview Avenue. There's the Broadview Hotel. That was recently renovated. It used to be a kind of seedy place with a strip club called Jilly's on the ground floor.
Very good.
It's good.
And what does this say? Looking north of Broadview, that will take you into East Chinatown and then past Riverdale Park East. I think a long time ago this was the site of a baseball stadium. I think we're going to be coming into the glare of the sun momentarily. As we come up to the Don River here, there's no buildings to shade me. This is the Queen Street Viaduct. Not as big and grand as the Bloor Street Viaduct, but it's still pretty neat. This river I step in is not the river I stand in. That being the Don River. And there's Bayview Avenue. And now we've officially crossed over into downtown. So, welcome to downtown Toronto. And that's Regent Park right over there. And the Financial District Towers. And the CN Tower popping up. And this is the Toronto Humane Society we're just walking past with all these animals painted on the side. And here we are at River Street, and I think this is where I will wrap up this video. So I hope you enjoyed this walk along Queen Street East from Leslie Street through Leslieville, and then passing through the Riverside neighborhood, and over the Don River and Don Valley Parkway, and into the eastern entrance to downtown Toronto. So if you did enjoy, by all means, like, share, comment, and tell your friends. And subscribe, and be sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there's a link in the description where you can do so via PayPal. And you can also find me on Instagram if you're on there. My name on there is K Continuum. So thanks for watching, and be sure to keep checking back because, as always, I will continue.